What's New from the Barbados Light and Power Company with your host, Jackie Marshall Clark.
This is What's New at Light and Power for the month of April. I'm Jackie Marshall Clark, Manager Communications and Government Relations. What's New Radio is broadcast on this station each month, and you can catch up with any of the programs you've missed at our website, www.blpc.com.bb. Our customer care representatives are always ready to take your calls on 626-4300 or via email customerservice@blpc.com.bb. You can also call our hotline at 626-9000 for emergency assistance. We're always finding ways to enhance your customer experience when you wish to communicate with us. And this month, we have launched our WhatsApp customer care mobile number to assist customers requesting reconnections after payment. You can message 262-4300 at any time, and our customer care team will be available to respond 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday. So please add us to your contact list, 262-4300, to send through your reconnection request. Here are the What's News headlines.
What's News?
Fair Trading Commission ruling on Light and Power's depreciation application. The top 10 power-consuming appliances and how to save electricity. I would say that I probably consume more electricity in my household than my parents did at my age. And as we continue to work from home, use online learning, gaming, and entertainment, and have more and more electrical appliances in our home, the more we have to look at ways to save energy and pay less for what we use. The 10 megawatt clean energy plant, now in its commissioning stage, is a critical part of Light and Power's effort to get more affordable power for Barbadians. But what's our part as homeowners? What can we do in our homes to consume less electricity? Nicole Scantleberry, our communications advisor, asked Nicole Hines, our power quality analyst, to compile a list of the top 10 most common home appliances in order of energy consumption.
Welcome back to What's New Radio, Nicole. It's been quite some time. So tell us, what's on your list?
My list is focused a lot on traditional appliances that you find in a Bajan home, based on our environment and culture, what people buy to make them comfortable in their home. So at the top of my list is the air conditioning unit. In the summertime, summer months, those 4-6 months when it's really hot, people run their ACs at night to make their bedroom comfortable and cool. And that is around 450 kilowatt hours based on the model and size, the AC unit. Number 2 on my list is the electric water heater. And this is particularly referring to the shower head heater that a lot of Bajans install right at the shower head. That's around 60 kilowatt hours per month for a person family. Third on the list is the refrigerator. For a lot of houses in Barbados where there's no shower head heater or there's no AC unit, the refrigerator is actually the main contributor to the electric bill. Refrigerator is around 50 kilowatt hours a month. There are actually some older models because sometimes a fridge can last pretty long. There's some older models which are all the way up like 80 kilowatt hours a month. But generally, in the last 10-15 years, your fridge should be at least around 50 kilowatt hours a month. Fourth on the list are electric dryers. Electric dryers, if you're doing just about 4 loads a week, an electric dryer can be about 48 kilowatt hours a week with about 4 full loads for a family. Fifth on the list is the electric oven and the stove, which is generally about 45 to 90 kilowatt hours a month. I have it number 5 because it depends on how much you use the stove or the oven. A lot of people use the stove top a lot and not so much the oven. The oven is just a few days a week they use the oven. For those persons, the consumption will be a little bit less. 6 on my list is the air fryer. That's around 20 to 30 kilowatt hours a month, followed by the washing machine. The washing machine is about 20 kilowatt hours a month. And that's a general 3-4 person family. You get that sort of consumption from your washing machine. Ironing clothing is number 8, and that is around 15 kilowatt hours a month. And then number 9 would have increased with COVID and lockdowns and people at home, which is the home entertainment system and computers, because a lot of people will be using computers working from home, and a lot more computers would have come into the average household during the last 2 years. This could contribute majorly to your electric bill, especially if a lot of family members then are using multiple televisions. This could really contribute to your bill. So that's number 9 on the list. And then at the bottom of the list is the microwave at 5 kilowatt hours a month. That's my list.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for breaking that all down for us. That's great information to know, and I'm sure our listeners would agree. Now, I'm pretty sure that I have at least 8 of those appliances in my home. So let's talk about how I can save electricity. What about my fridge? I need it on all the time. How can I save electricity there?
Okay. Well, the fridge, the main area that you could save on the fridge is when you change your fridge and you're buying a fridge, you look for an Energy Star compliant fridge, especially the inverter fridges. Those inverter refrigerators, they really consume a very low power compared to the traditional fridge. I've experienced customers who were shocked at the amount their light bills dropped when they changed their old fridge that they had for 15, 20 years and bought an inverter fridge, how much their light bill fell. Also, in using the fridge, we usually go shopping at certain times a month or once a month, and then we cram a lot of stuff into the fridge. And that within itself could increase the consumption of the fridge. It makes the fridge work extra hard because it's harder to circulate air in a densely packed fridge. So you want your fridge to be moderately filled. You don't want it to be too empty. You don't want it to be too full. Another thing is, like when you're cooking, you make a list of the stuff you want to use that's in the fridge in your head. You make that list in your head and you take out all that stuff one time. Each time you open the fridge door, you basically suck all the cold air out of the fridge and replace it with warm air that the fridge has now to, in turn, cool down. So if you make that list in your head when you're cooking and you're going to make a sandwich or whatever, you take out everything one time and then replace it back in the fridge one time, it reduces the amount of times you open and close the door, and it reduces the work on the fridge.
Thanks for that, Nicole. My next appliance that I'd like to talk about. Now, most of us, we keep our smart televisions on standby. Are there any savings there?
When a television, smart or not smart, is on standby, basically it is still using a lot of, well, it may not be a lot, but it adds up. So it still uses phantom power. They calculated in the US that phantom power makes up 9 to 16% of the power consumed in the home. In terms of your TV is normally centered like your home entertainment system, and you have a lot of devices operating around the television. So it's best to turn off the television. And something that you can do at the same time is add smart power strips or smart surge protectors to work with your television. And so how those smart power strips and smart surge protectors work is that they have a location for you to plug in your main device. So if you plug in your television in that position and then plug in the other devices around the television in the other positions, whenever your television turns off, it automatically turns off those other devices and it saves that phantom power, that power that is not beneficial to you, but is just sucking away at your light bill. So that smart power strip can turn off all of those loads when you turn off your TV. It senses the drop in power flow on your TV and shuts off the other devices, reducing your light bill.
Thank you so much for that and for all this really great information, which I'm sure our listeners will take and use so that they too can experience some savings. Thank you so much again, Nicole.
It's a pleasure being here.
Can't wait to have you back.
Thank you.
What's new from the Barbados Light and Power Company?
The Fair Trading Commission recently issued its ruling on Light and Power's application for a review of depreciation rates and the approval of the depreciation policy. I've invited our Director, Customer Solutions and Regulatory Affairs, Kim Griffith Tang Ho, to explain the purpose of the depreciation application and the significance of the FTC's decision to the company. Kim, welcome.
Thank you, Jackie. It's always a pleasure to be here.
And always a pleasure to have you. What is the significance of depreciation to the general rate review?
So, as part of our general rate review, we must file a number of documents. And one of the documents that we must file is something called a statement of depreciation expenses. Establishing our depreciation expense is important for determining our revenue requirement of the company. So for Light and Power, its revenue requirement is the total amount of money that as a utility we must collect from customers to pay all the costs, including a reasonable return on our investment. So the exercise of determining depreciation is important for two primary reasons. So one, depreciation impacts the value of the assets which are used and useful to customers in the production of electricity, and which as a utility we are allowed to earn a reasonable rate of return on. And two, it helps the company determine, as I said, the depreciation expenses that are to be recovered by customers and by the company. So that really is the linkage of depreciation to the rate review matter.
Thank you, Kim. And for more details on the FTC's ruling, visit our website at blpc.com.bb. Longer versions of our interviews each month can be found at our website, www.blpc.com.bb. Search for Extra Time. You're listening to What's New Radio with me, Jackie Marshall Clark. Coming up next, Inbox.
Incoming mail. Inbox.
We often receive queries about the fuel adjustment on your monthly bills. The Fuel Clause Adjustment, or FCA, can be found in the Billing Information section on your bill each month. For April, the FCA is 0.450579 per kilowatt hour, essentially 45 cents per kilowatt hour. In comparison to last month, March, the April FCA is an increase of 22%. The FCA is a variable cost, and it is calculated on the basis of the price we pay for the fuel each month from our suppliers, and is a direct cost to the customer. The volatility of the current price of oil on the world market, and in particular this month, has had an impact on us, all Barbadians, and the price we pay for oil products, petrol and diesel at the pump, and electricity to our homes and businesses. This month, the considerable jump in the fuel clause adjustment, again due to world events, is beyond our control. We all need to use electricity wisely in our homes and workplace to ease the impact of the world price of crude oil, which may continue to be high for the foreseeable future.
What's new from the Barbados Light and Power Company?
World Autism Awareness Day is acknowledged in April. It's a condition that typically starts during childhood, and we're delighted for the opportunity to make meaningful donations to schools across the island who care for children and young people with autism. Thank you to our guests on What's New Radio this month. This program is repeated in the last week of the month on this station, or you can catch up online at our website, www.blpc.com.bb. Remember, if you would like to request reconnection after payment, try our WhatsApp business mobile number for instant messaging, 262-4300. You can also find up-to-date information on our services, share and like our Facebook and Instagram pages at BLPC Online. I wish our customers a safe and happy Easter holiday. From all of us here at Light and Power, remember to fly your kite safely this season. Join me again next month. I'm Jackie Marshall Clark. Bye for now.
This program was produced for the Barbados Light and Power Company by SFA Communications.